out of Monrovia also need the services of the agency. This is why this division was established to make sure that civil servants out of Monrovia also benefit from services of the agency.
That's good. Good. We'll get back to that. And you say Moreover is not only Liberia, so we have Liberia also is extended outside there. So again, we go strictly to one of the coordinators that he will tell us.
Okay, good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
all of our public and civil servants in Radio Line. I'm Jonathan D. Reeves, the regional coordinator for CSA, specifically Region 4, that covers Grand Bassa, Riverside, and Magibi. Basically, we regional officers supervise all of the activities and collaborate with all land ministries as relate to civil service agency activities in our county or supervision.
So good. So instead of a coordinator, I just been told that the regional officer now. So congratulations. I mean, you guys were, the DGs started wise, and I think it's befitting that you guys, were elevated to that level. So we have regional officer, assistant director, Jonathan Reeves. He's there. So we just since we are talking about regional services, let me just inform you. Let me inform the general public where we have, you know, the CSA or the Civil Service Agency is not just based in Monrovia, the capital of the country. It also has its clusters or offices. It is the Director General's intent to have CSA represented in all of the 15 counties because, mind you, we have civil servants everywhere in Liberia. All of the 15 counties, you have civil servants there. So there's a thought that's playing on the way that we have civil service office in Lofa, in Nimba, I mean, in Bond County, as well as Grand Crew, Maryland, all of those counties. But for now, while that plan is being rolled out, we have regional presence. And our Tina will inform you about the regional presence where then we can just dive into that. So for those in Grand Cape Mount County, or those in Bapolo County, as well as Bomi County, the CSA office is located right in Todmanburg. Our man, Francis Woloba is there. He's the head. I mean, he's the regional officer there. He and his team, they're doing a whole lot. For those in Grand Crew County, Maryland County, River G County, and Grand Gila County, we have my Fred God. Fred God is a regional officer there. He's doing also a good job. For those in Nima County, Lofa County, and Bond County, we have our man Steve Kator. Steve Kator and his people right in Banga. We have our office there. They're doing a good job there. And those, our man here is present, Jonathan Reeves. He's controlling Sino County, Magibi County, Grand Bassa County, and Riverside County. He's here. So because of the proximity of you talk about Monserrado County, and you have to just come straight to our office, and obviously you see the honorable consultant Pawalo there, Daniel Pawalo. He will give you all of the details. So we just wanted to give you welcome to the civil service, our gentlemen. So let's begin from you, consultant Pawalo. You are just giving us some tidbits, so you want to continue with where you started when you are giving your introduction. When you talk about regional services, what are those things we expect to have in those areas? I know, yeah, we talk about payroll, we have welfare. What are those activities people expect to benefit from?
Before I come to that, let me make a little correction. Mr. Jonathan Reeves is the regional officer for Magibi, Grand Bassa, and Riverside.
Okay.
Sano is under Mr. Go.
Okay.
We are thinking because if the road condition improves,
okay,
between Grand Bassa and Sano, then we will try to see how we can bring Sano under that region.
Okay. That's a good clarity.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The regional services division, we have 4 regions, as you just.
First, there used to be rural development.
Rural outreach.
Yeah. So
rural
just tell how did it change?
Well, based on the vision of the Director General,
Okay.
he tried to look at it in the sense that the issue of rural, he was not comfortable with that.
I think that was
So he said we should rename it as Regional Services Division.
which
Now-
makes
now-
sense though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. So we have the 4 regions, as you just named them. The reason is that if we had the money, the finances, as you said, we were going to go full blast, all the counties to have our presence felt in those counties, but having our offices there. But because of limited capacity we have right now, we decided to regionalize the entire country, dividing it into 4 regions, so that, it doesn't mean that the other counties will not receive the services, but
No.
the office will be centralized to the regional office, regional area. Like in Region 1, which is Nimba, Bon, and Lofa, the headquarters is in Bon County.
Okay.
So the regional officer is based in Bon County, but he also works in Lofa and then Nimba County. Now, the services that we render in those areas, for example, right now, the one major service we render is the testing aspect, right?
Testing. Okay.
Every civil servant, anyone who wants to come in the civil service, you need to go through the testing process
Okay.
to ensure that you are qualified for the position that you apply for. But right now, the test is being digitized. So right now, we're not administering tests in the counties. But pretty soon, that will happen, and then we'll continue again, because we used to do that for all the counties.
Okay.
Yes, instead of people coming to Moria to sit for the test. So another thing we do is that we want to make sure that the civil servants that are on government payroll, they are actually working,
Okay.
right? And not only working, but they are working at their assigned areas.
Assigned area.
So
yeah.
we conduct payroll verification, comparing with the personnel listing, to make sure that where you are assigned, you are working there and you're doing the work that you're supposed to do. Okay, so another thing is that we also we try to interpret the civil service regulations to civil servants
Okay.
in the counties.
You're talking about standing orders.
Yeah,
right?
the standing orders.
Okay.
Not only the standing orders, but there are other regulations that we talk about. Okay,
What are some of those?
like
that we
for
do?
example,
Yeah.
the employment procedures in the civil service.
Okay.
How do people get in the civil service? We try to explain those procedures to the civil prospective civil servants and also the civil servants, because there are civil servants who may not understand all of these things. So our regional officers are there to help, to make sure that we give them the education, give them the information on these regulations, so that they can understand. Also, the standing order, we talk about the grievance procedure. Now, if you are aggrieved as a civil servant, how do you go about getting redress? It is in the standing orders, but sometimes they find it difficult to understand everything. So our regional officers hold some forums to help them to interpret all the provisions to them wherever they have doubt. So we do that, and we also monitor the attendance of civil servants.
Okay.
Okay, because every month the attendance report is supposed to come to civil service, but whether the people are actually sitting down in their offices doing the work, so our regional offices also monitor that.
Okay. So let me now we'll come back to that so that we can talk more on all of what you've just outlined. I mean, it's such a huge responsibility, because if you check, bulk of the civil servants are in I would call the other counties besides Montserrat. Okay. So Jonathan, you are controlling 3 big counties. You have Margibi County, Riverside County, and Grand Bassa County. How you can give us any update. How are you carrying out this very huge task? I mean, with your men, how do you go about?
Yeah, as my boss said, uh, it have been challenging, but one thing that I always said, as we relate to the work we do, you may have the commitment to do it. We are committed to doing as it relates to what affects and what benefit civil servant nationwide.
Okay.
So it is based on that commitment that we carry all the work that we do. Part of the work we do, as you listen to Mr. Pawaleo, in Basel, Magibi, River says, just as he stated, we normally carry on these activities, interpret, explain to civil servant what are their role, what's the difference between your role, your supervisors, uh, what are the different things you're supposed to do as relate to coming to work, how you're supposed to stay away depending if you had an issue, what's the procedure in either informing your office that indeed I got this issue and I will not be in office so and so time and what have you many excuse. And if you go beyond the period that you ask for, what are the procedure, what are the consequences, all of these things on a daily basis. Something that I have been doing. I started and I went with it for some time. I've been the issue of having a regular radio show because prior to my taking over the office, indeed we had a regional office in Basel, which is Region 4, but the information as relate to the existence of the office in that place at certain point in time were not really visible and what have you.
Jonathan,
So
you are. Let me. Sorry that I cut you off, but just a follow up question, right? You are the head, or that's the regional officer for 3 counties, and you are based in Buchanan City. How do you go about getting all of this information or disseminating all of this information to civil servants out there?
okay, we try in our way to make it easy. The first line of people we deal with the various supervisors, meaning
Okay.
heads of mics,
When you say
personnel,
Max, why you want to say for the public?
ministry, agency, and commission
Okay.
that are directly under the CSA. We work with the either the head of that ministry or agency or commission. We work with the personnel analyst, which is HR. So these are the people directly. That's the first group of people we work with, and then as we pay visit at times, we interact with the civil servant directly. We give our contacts, like for instance, people in Riverside. It's not possible that I be in Riverside all of the time. So if there is any situation that a particular civil servant has as relate to other payroll, pay delay, or why 2 months apart, I'm not taking pay, or I got a situation with my supervisor, he just suspended me, I don't know why, I go, the different kind of complaints
So
and what have you.
how do you
So
remedy those situations? How do you carry them about?
like the boss said, our division,
Yeah,
we work for all of the different division at head office.
exactly.
That's the work we do in outreach. Because if someone have because these are the cases that come mostly,
Okay.
someone will retire. The person had not been able to either receive their handshake. They go to their supervisor or their HR, the HR will say go to CSA. So the distance between leaving from out of Riverside to come Monrovia, that person will just leave directly, stop to Buchanan, get to our office. Oh, since I got retired 2 years ago, up to now, I have not received my handshake. Sometimes the manner and form in which the handshake even is sent to the different employees account, sometimes they get confused and they don't know. So we provide the information. Or what's your account number? Okay, go to your bank, bring me the bank statement. when was the last time you took your regular pay? After war, when was the time you saw money in your account and the different thing? We also check on the listing of those who were retired at the particular time that you inform us that you were retired, and see as to whether indeed handshake are being sent for you, because the information will be there. We work directly with the welfare office. Most often in communication with Mr. Johnson, and he gives me most of the information as relate to the welfare issue, even the things that have to do with LPA, what are the procedure, who are those that it cover, and what have you. So the different kind of information we provide it to our people in the counties of our supervision.
Good. So, Mr. Pawalio, you are at the health office, right? As a consultant and somebody who has been working in this division in fact, at the agency for very, very long time, and you came as far as director for the division of regional services, now regional services. And so, looking at the nature of the job the division does, is that it cuts across all of the various divisions, right? So how do you relate those concerns from your regional clusters to that of how do you relate it to the division itself within the agency or here in Monrovia? How do you build that coordination?
Okay. You said it because we coordinate the activities, the services of all the other divisions. We coordinate those services in the counties.
Okay.
Now, so if, for example, Jonathan was talking about people, having issues with payroll. When it is payroll issue and they forward it to me at the central office, obviously I will liaise with the payroll unit. Okay, so that the problem can be resolved, and in most cases, these problems can be handled. Okay. Welfare, for example, the issue of pension, that is something very hard right now. The issue of pension, because some people they don't
Do they want to be pensioned, or they think they need
no,
to go to the price?
it's not the issue of not wanting to be pensioned, but sometimes the people they are pensioned, they don't understand the process of them, enrolling on the pension payroll. Now, if you are pensioned, your institution has to provide all the necessary information to civil service agency, so that civil service agency will be able to forward it to NASCO.
Okay.
Okay, there is an information form they call C1 form. There where it's supposed to provide all that information, so that the welfare division of CSA will take that information to NASCO. Without that, NASCO will not be able to put you on payroll. So right now, our regional officers working with the various pensioners in the counties to give them, this information, so that they will be able to get on their payroll. Because there are people who were pensioned since 2020. Some of them are still not yet on the payroll. Because it's not the fault of CSA, it's not the fault of NASCO, but the institution they work with, because they have to provide the information before it can be forwarded.
So, folks, if you are just joining us, this is the Civil Service Hour. Your ERBC is a program that brings you up to speed on matters relative to the well-being and the welfare of the Civil Service Agency, or all civil servants. And this program is under the auspices of the Civil Service Agency. The Civil Service Agency is a central government agency that has the statutory mandate or responsibility to advise government on human resource management and policy of the civil service. And one of these functions is recruit or qualify librarians through the CSA testing process onto the civil service, as well as making sure that those librarians who are being recruited are professionally driven, that is, they do the job and do it well. Again, it's a win-win thing that the government will motivate them to bring it up, making sure that salaries are regular as they are, and other activities that will enhance the performance of civil servants. As my boss always said, civil servants are a key catalyst to transmitting the policies of government into action. And therefore, their welfare, their well-being, so cardinal is to the heart of every government. If every government has to be successful or efficient in its doings, in its governance process, civil servants got to be looked at so dearly. Again, we say we will open the line as we go along. So the number to call 080-0514-096. 080-514-096. With the quarter to our sign out time, we will open the line to hear from you there. So we want to say, put your questions together, put your concerns together, and we have with us here the regional services, and we have consultant Daniel Parwalio, and we have Jonathan Reeves, who is the regional officer for Grand Bassa, Margibi, and Rivers County. We have them in studio. So welcome back to the Civil Service Hour. We're just discussing, Jonathan, what are some of the cases, pertinent cases that do come to you so often, especially you are out there?
Okay, most of the cases and the ministries mostly relate to our office or offices in the region. From my own experience, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Education are the two most ministries
That do come to you.
that do come in numbers.
And what are those things?
The things they come with, like we said, mostly other payroll related.
Okay.
Payroll related cases. 2 months now, because like for instance, most of our staff in these counties, most of them live outside of the county seat.
Okay.
Some of them even have to travel.
You mean they live or they work?
They live and work
Okay.
outside of the seat of the county.
That is the
So it makes it difficult. So what most of them can do is that they wait that their salary go for 2-3 months.
Okay.
And then before they come to Aropicano, they go to Sesto or get to Kakata or wherever accessible to them before they can cash out whatever that is in their account.
Okay.
So a man is not informed by his supervisor that, for instance, retirement. He was not informed by his supervisor that beginning this time, he will be retired. The man thinking that he's fully working, the even supervisor have not even told him that he has been retired. The man wait after 2, 3, 4, 5 months. The man pay 2,500 up to 4,000 to get to the seat of that county.
Okay.
Before accessing his salary. The man gets there and he go low, nothing in his account. He calls supervisor. Supervisor say, I will try to see what I can do. So now it will take 1 or 2 days. The man, he doesn't reside in that particular area. How does he manage to even maintain himself in that place before?
Well, have you checked when that this man is working? In a way, I will just come as a follow-up question to your question. I will reference what the consultant Parwalio said, that one of the functions of the regional services is to making sure that people are assigned to a particular place and indeed they do work from there.
Sure.
How do you really? How do you
we
check on that?
we-
And
we-
maybe you could also explain further.
we normally we got 2 kind of exercises that we carry on.
Fine. I want to know what
the in-person verification
Okay.
and the attendance the verification of attendance record.
Okay.
The reason we do in-person verification, there are people or there are employees who sometimes either the man he feel he at age, if he fear retirement, he doesn't want to get to the classroom, or he doesn't want to get to his client office or the particular area of assignment. So he contact someone who had not been trained either to go in a classroom to teach for him or to do the work that he or she is supposed to do.
Sure.
So based upon this, in order to get people in check, we do the in-person verification. So as we go to do the verification to do the search on attendance record, we also ask for the employee.
Okay.
We verify from the personnel listing, because we mostly request for the deployment listing from the agency or that ministry, because our work, we need to do it in a way that a coordinate. I can just use the payroll and assume, because on the payroll the information is general.
Okay.
So mostly we ask the head or HR for different line ministry to assist us with their deployment listing,
Okay.
because the deployment listing will tell me that James Peter
Okay.
is assigned to Winnipeg Public School.
Okay.
Winnipeg Public School is situated in Gongatan, number 3 district, Grand Bassa County.
Okay.
So that will be explained. So when I get to Winnipeg Public School, the first thing I ask for Jim Joseph,
Yeah.
I ask for him. I check on the attendance record. Jim Joseph is there. I ask for other ID card and what have you. Sometimes the ID card will be provided, but then you go low, Jim Joseph is not impressing when you ask, where is Jim Joseph? Oh, Jim Joseph, he been sick a few days, so he asked his son to come and be teaching for him.
So you
because of
notice
this, to curtail these things, that why we
Okay.
do the in-person verification,
Okay.
so that we can make sure that people who are trained provide the service, instead of sending proxy to proxy for them, while the proxy is not trained and equipped to that thing. Another thing is the pay delay.
Okay.
For us, we know when the people get to their supervisor, mostly they always put all of the thing on CSA.
Okay.
They say go to CSA,
Yeah.
go to CSA. Some of the things that even
And
they
they
themselves,
would explain it to the people. They
Like-
say, yeah.
like for Mr. Paolo was saying, the pensioners, instead of the supervisors or the HR informing the employee or the pensioner that, yes, saying you got your letter, come to the office and take hold of the C1 form, fill it out, and then I will work with you. I will provide all the necessary documentation and submit it to CSA for other information onward to
NASCAR.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
It becomes difficult.
So they don't do that.
Sometimes even for the people who get pension, it pass 4, 5, sometimes 1 year before even the people, after inquiring all of the time, complaining that, oh, I'm not taking pay. Sometimes when they reach to our office, we check the A tab, the payroll.
Mhm.
When we go look, after the person is not on, they will contact the supervisor. They will say, oh, yeah, okay, we got some letter here, but those people, to get to them is difficult, so the letter in the office.
Wow.
The
Wow.
letter in the office, oh yeah, the person was pension. The person was pension, it gone 4, 5 months.
Without you
You are
informing
not
them.
even informed the person. That agree. You didn't give the person the communication, but inform the person. Oh, you been pension since 3 months ago, or you were pension since March. So for March coming, the reason you are not being taking pay is because you have been pension and you saw the process your C1 form to see how best you can get a NASCAR, so you can start getting your little stipend for NASCAR as your pension benefit. But it becomes difficult. So at the end of the day, they will
So
say,
the problem,
you
the
go to
problem
CSA.
comes. Yeah. Okay.
You
So
go to
Miss-
CSA.
good. Jonathan, good update. Mr. Pawalio, these informations come to you, I believe, right? What happens? What do you do? Firstly, you talk about the in-person verification. Sometimes reports do come to you through you to CSA that people send a lot of praxis and they are not in person, right? What do you?
Now, most of the time, they submit the list with recommendations.
Okay.
Okay. For example, if they say they didn't find this person who's supposed to be an employee, and they didn't find the person, they will make the recommendation. Delete the person is not there. Delete the person, and so I take that to the deputy for HRM, and then what we do is that sometimes we go ahead to do the deletion,
Okay.
or not to delay, but to put hold on the check of that. So if you are actually an employee, you will come, you will follow up why there is hold on your check, because that is one thing that you can do that, I mean, they can really,
They can
yeah,
check out them coming.
obviously. Okay. Not only that, there are some people, sometimes somebody will die and they will not report it. The name on the payroll, the payroll is running, sometimes 5 months, sometimes 1 year, the person is on the payroll. So when our regional officers discover that, we ask the payroll people to delete the payroll or to put hold until we can find.
Don't you think that it's also, instead of just carrying out deletion of the person, I mean, the purported person, right? Is it because sometimes it looks like a syndicate, right? Is it not possible to recommend some penalty for those who are caught doing that? Not just a person who is believed to be benefiting from that means. I mean, but those in authority, in terms of those there, don't you see it to be a good reason that people should be penalized for that?
That's true. The first thing is that some of the responsibilities that our regional officers take, actually not supposed to be like that. But because the people who supposed to do the work will not do it, and then the post civil servant will be, at risk. Okay, for example, what he was explaining about the pension issue. Now, the civil servant does not know. You retire the man, he has not received his letter. The letter is sitting down with you, and the person is somewhere, maybe he assigned with one client chief, sitting down somewhere, and he's retired. He has not received the letter. So how does he know that, I mean, he's retired?
Okay. So, folks, this is the Civil Service Hour here on ERBC. We will open the lounge now. You can join the conversation, whatever concerns you have. We say call 0880514-096, 0880514-096. Today we have in studio the Regional Services Division from the Civil Service Agency. I mean, they are discussing. So wherever you are, this is your platform. Send your concerns. They are here to answer to your concerns, or whatever it is, we could give you a general answer to that. Again, 0880514-096. Jonathan, while we expect people to join in the conversation, give us more information from your end.
Okay. Most often, most of the cases, for instance, I went in the field, and from the attendance record, ACP there had not been working. Had not been signing in. Most often, what I do and my team, we don't just assume that ACP there about no work. We ask his supervisor, where is ACP there? So now ACP there, because to be real, most of the employees, they are very delinquent in signing in and signing out. That's one of the major things we encounter in the field.
Wow.
They will come, but they just sign in, sign out. It becomes difficult.
Because they have to sign in because the director general is so serious about that. With the automation time sheet now that will be rolled out very soon, you must.
And I think the reason it is that way is because their supervisors are not informing them and are not also firm on them and are not reporting it to their head office as well. Okay. Because if it was that way, the employee will know that my supervisor, if I don't sign in, sign or when the month ends, he's sending the report. I will be affected. So, you go the person for out of the whole month or the whole quarter. So now the person will sign in.
It's not a general excuse because I mean,
but the person have been coming.
Let me hold you there, Jonathan. Isn't a general excuse that supervisor will say, "Oh, the man been coming because the man been coming, but he can't sign."
No, we don't. We don't directly.
The director general, he said it even in the just and the HR in the automation.
That's what I said.
Because some people try to cover up for people. I mean, you realize that.
Yeah. That's why I said, what we can do, we go beyond just the supervisor. In the first day, I will ask the supervisor. If at school, I will ask sometimes what are the subjects the person teaching? Yes, on our own, we send someone in a different classroom. Who are your teachers? Sometimes the student themselves will say, our teacher is so and so person. When last the person was in class, they say, oh, that may always come here. Sometimes how we do
Yeah.
some of the check to know whether the person actually abandon work or either the person is delinquent in signing in and signing or in because the supervisor is not telling them that this thing is important. So they just begin reluctant FOA. And you even in the city, it happen. Sometimes some people just abandon work. You ask the supervisor, oh, that man had not been coming or that lady had not been coming. I inform the HR. The HR say they're working on it. Contact the HR say, oh yeah, that person abandoned work or that person left, that person either resign, and that person doing different work now. But we recommended that person replacement. Up to now, it are not happening. Sometimes people die. You got people that are not being trained, working in place of the person that died, uh, taking this person's salary. It happens in a rural area, which not supposed to be. If a person die, inform the office, recommend the next person that you have to replace the person. Let the person go through the procedure, do the recommendation if it's a school, do the recommendation. You as a principal, inform your DO or your school supervisor that XYZ employee out of pass and the person is no longer active. So we got the gap here. So the supervisor will onward forward the recommendation to the DO, the DO onward to the CEO office through the HR, and then from there onward to the ministry. Mostly that's how it's supposed to be. But sometimes it takes time when you ask them, they will say, oh, we did the recommendation. Our head office say that CSA holding the person employment. That CSA holding the person replacement.
Okay, the excuses will always come. At the end of the try to shut from that. So folks 080514096. This is the number to call to join the conversation. We have the regional services division. Yeah, they're discussing about matters within the various counties. I mean, CSA work, what are those things they do there? So we have here consultant Daniel Pawalio, who is consultant for the division, stationed here at the head office. Then we also have Jonathan Reeves, who is regional coordinator for Rivers County, Grand Bassa County, and Mike Gibby County. So you want to join the conversation again, 080514096. So this is the Civil Service Hour year on year BC. It's a program that comes out every Monday. So, Mr. Pawalio, I know the experience from Region 4 that you represent, that is Jonathan Reed represent, it cuts across. Those experiences are all across. But you just want to tell us what Stephen had told you, Stephen Keto had told you, what Francis Wolobat had told you, and what our man Fred God had told you. So you could just bring us up to speed on some of those things.
All of the regional officers have, common experiences, they have common concerns. What he's explaining here is common in all of the regions. Something I wanted to say, I don't
Just go
want to
ahead.
forget
Yeah.
the issue of leave.
Okay.
The civil service has a policy that every employee supposed to have a vacation in a year.
Sure.
And that was not really being trickled down to employees in the counties until, recently, some employees in the county started to, take their leave.
Agitate on it, right? Or
Yes.
decided why? Well, you say
It-
it
it's
was
not-
not. It
it's
was
not-
not trickled down to
Because they
those
didn't know. Because the employees didn't know that they have such opportunity.
Okay.
So our regional officers try to educate civil servants now in the
Okay.
counties that look, every year you have a time that you can take and go and rest. so that you
even
can.
even teachers to take
Well,
leave? I mean,
you know,
yeah.
schools can close, right?
Okay, so
When school closed,
then now you're
sometimes
late.
2-3 months, so that is a vacation by itself. So, but for other employees, yeah, for example, you work in the office of the superintendent, you need to have some time off so that you can go and rest and then come back refreshed
Yeah.
to continue to do your work. And that has to be done with a schedule and along with your supervisor, so that it cannot be the time of peak, when the work is at peak, then you want to take the leave. So sometimes the supervisor can ask you, even though it is your time for leave, but because we have so much to do right now, can we push it, a little bit, so that we can accomplish what we are doing now? That is understandable. Okay, but
So we're
fact
running
is-
out of time,
yeah.
Mr. Paolo. We're running out of time. Jonathan, in your party comment, you want to tell us, well, can you give us an explanation, an estimation of how many persons you have, civil servants, under your watch? And yeah.
Okay. In general,
Okay, we have a
Maggie.
call. Hello? Hello? Where are you calling from? Your name?
Hello?
Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Edward Quay. I'm calling from Kidisu Factory.
Okay, your concern, please, Mr. Quay.
Yes. The thing you're talking is similar to my own because I'm a professional teacher.
Okay.
But before I received my letter, it was late because I live near the Kavala River,
Okay.
the Africa in Kunebo district. Now I came here, I brought my letter easy. On my letter, I would see the hold on before that driver. No problem. I went to the CSA, my knee quay Q, but it begins the letter B O-U-Y. Instead of Y-E-E is V-E-E.
Okay.
These are the two errors that are on my letter. And the
Okay.
C certificate holder. Why you calling me driver?
So have you come to the CSA? You said,
I'm talking about Grand Gide.
oh yeah, you're in Grand
Kunebo district.
Yeah, I agree. But you say you're in Chickensu Factory now, right?
Yeah, I came to get my. It told me so. I came to get my money.
Okay, but is it possible to come to CSA office? Maybe Mr. Pawalio will lead you to the Vera division. We're running out of time, so we just want you to.
Hello? Yes.
You know the civil service office, right? In the ministerial complex.
Go to the place.
Okay, please come there. Ask for Mr. Daniel Pawalio. Then he will tell you exactly where to go.
Ask for regional offices,
Yeah.
division, so that they will lead you there.
Yeah, beg you, just give me the number.
No,
No,
just
I
come
can't
to the office. We don't have time now. We running out of time. Just come to the office and ask for Mr. Pawalio or the CS's office. Then we'll give you from there. We can start from there. Yeah. Thanks for calling us.
Okay.
So gentlemen, we just close up. We out of time. Sorry. We wanted to give you opportunity to give us your party comment. But what is it? We had a wonderful time. This is the Civil Service Hour. Thank you for joining us by listening, and for our man Quay who called. We want to say thanks, and you can just make a follow up. This is the Civil Service Hour. We see you next Monday for a fresh edition. Thank you.